Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to the Ipswich Indoor Sports Centre here in Queensland for the final game on semi-final day of the 2023 Junior Indoor Cricket National Championships. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Alex Floros. And the final game of the day is the under-18 boys prelim final between Victoria and Western Australia. Must be said, Alex, WA probably firm favourites. They've played each other twice throughout this tournament, and big wins to WA on both occasions. 70-ish in game one and 97 game two. Of course, WA finished second. They've only dropped 2 games, both of those to Queensland. Vic, on the other hand, scraped through the finals and got ahead of New South Wales in the minor semi today. So WA, clear favourites, but finals cricket, anything can happen.
Definitely. I think, as you said, WA favourites at this stage, but again, they've had a loss this morning, whereas Vic have had a good win this morning, so momentum's on Vic's side. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about this. It looks like Vic will be bowling first. So for WA's perspective, they'll just want to put a big total on the board. We saw that they did that in the 16 boys game earlier and posted an enormous total that kind of played the other team out of the game. So I think they'll be looking to do something similar now, put a big total on the board, and runs on the board in finals is crucial.
Absolutely. I'll take you through the 2 lineups, starting with Western Australia, who will be batting first. They're captained by Ethan Benson. Joining him, Tom Murray, Cruz Harbour-Connell, Keegan Lynch, Nicholas Hendry, Angus Bloxham, Lewis Benton, and Ben Cranny rounds out the 8. For Victoria, captained by Ethan Davies, with him Alexander Russell, Archit Bhatia, Cooper Gray, James Sajiba, Connor Lanauri, Riley Bamford and Cooper Stick. The umpire for the match is Craig DeCast. And it's a final game of the day. It's more sudden death indoor cricket. No, the Ashes is on as well at the moment. Get them on one screen, keep us on the other, and cheer on these guys as they vie for the right to advance to the grand final tomorrow. That, of course, will be against Queensland. And what a way to finish the day here at the Ipswich Indoor Sports Centre. What do you think it's going to take for Victoria to pull off an upset here?
I think Victoria needs to be taking early wickets. I think this first batting pair is crucial. If WA get away with 30 plus, it's going to be very hard for Victoria to get in the game.
So Cruz Harbour-Connell and Ethan Benson are going to open the batting here for Western Australia. Connor Lanauri will bowl the first over. The final game of the day, more sudden death indoor cricket. And we're back. 2 runs to start, a great start there for Harbour-Connell. Edge and out. Victoria strike early, and aren't they pumped? It's like that's hurt. Cooper sticked. He's gone down in some pain there. Might have caught one on the end of the thumb.
Yeah, it looks like. That's a huge start from Victoria, exactly what they would have liked. I wouldn't say that's probably the best ball he's bowled all tournament, but he's got away with one there, and they've taken that early wicket that they needed.
Beaten, and if Sticked is in some pain on that hand, that's not going to help either. He's grimacing big time. God, that's got to hurt, doesn't it? So early in the game, you're keeping, you cop one on the end of the finger. The rest of the game, everything hurts. Chance at either end. These two are pretty quick between the wickets. That's rapid.
Certainly are. I think that's much better bowling. And from the Victorians, I want to be really tight in there, make the WA players play good cricket shots instead of that short and wide where they can just hit it up to the wire.
comfortable too. I tell you what, there've just been some quality batting sides come out of WA across the age groups for years now. What is it they've got in the water over there? And it works. It's the last ball of the over, and it'll be a single. 1 run off the first over. A good start for Victoria. They're in the game with that wicket.
Exactly what they needed. We know Victoria, in all of their teams, they're a momentum side.
Yeah.
So, and you can probably hear it on the screen. There's quite a loud Victorian crowd here. All the other teams are here supporting them. So I think if they can just keep taking regular wickets, the momentum will help them and they'll continue to put a dent in this WA team.
What's interesting about that approach from Victoria is if it doesn't work, if you put all of that effort into and energy into staying up and being pumped, if it doesn't work, it's so hard to maintain that energy when it's not working.
It certainly is, and I think that's something that WA will want to do is just bore Victoria out of the game.
Yeah.
So if they can just hit a two, and just keep them out of the game.
Oh, it's a chance there, just not sticking, but it comes off. I don't know how that happened in the end. It just dribbled back to the stumps and they get the second wicket. It's 2 inside of the 2 overs.
I don't think they could ask for a better start here, Victoria, especially the mix-up between the batters. That's not going to help them moving forward as well. That's huge start from Victoria.
Oh, misfield into the net for 3. It's just a dream start for Victoria, but I don't think it's going to change anything about the approach from these 2 WA bats. Straight to hand.
That's something as well I think Victoria will work on is just getting the ball clean in their hand. You don't want to it's a final, it's easy to snatch at the ball and it's easy to try to do everything too fast because it's a final, but I think they just need to stay relaxed, catch the ball and get it to the stumps.
Good shot. There was half a chance there on the 3 line, but the ball not clean.
I like the field that they've set here. If they're going to bowl that into the legs, having those 2 on the leg side in that position, if they're going to hit flat, so Russell there on the leg line will affect a few run-outs, I think.
And it's a field setting that I've been quite critical of when teams do it, and I've seen a lot of teams do it today, but it can be effective if you bowl the right area.
Definitely. I think I've seen as well a lot of teams are doing it, but they're not bowling where they need to. So if you're going to bowl short and wide outside off, doesn't matter where your field is. Whereas at least they have a good plan. They know what they're trying to do, and they're setting a field for good bowling.
And able to execute it as well.
Definitely.
I mean, I can accept if you've got a plan to bowl that area and set a field for it, it just doesn't quite come off. I'll wear that. Sometimes you just can't execute. But when you don't have a plan to do it and you're just sort of blindly setting that field, that frustrates the indoor cricket nerd in me. It really does. But it's working so far for Victoria, and Cooper Stick now getting some attention. Looks like might be getting thumb strapped, so might have caught one on the end of the thumb there. That's not fun when you're keeping. Of course, indoor cricketers only keep with 1 glove. Well, if they're a keeper worth their salt, so yeah, it's going to hurt for the whole game now.
It certainly is. It's not what you want first over of a game either, especially a final. As well, you then need to keep for another 15 overs, and you've also got to bat for 4 overs. So that's he's going to be in a bit of discomfort for the rest of the game. It's all just now about how you deal with that and how you keep moving forward and just do what you need to do to get through the game.
Yeah, look, I wonder if, that's certainly going to weigh on his mind, but the more that he takes, and, it's his right hand, that's with the ball outside off stump, the more that he takes in that hand, it's going to compound the pain and perhaps affect his ability to grip it and throw it. So, that's a small thing that might have a big impact in the game.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how he goes when he bowls, to see if that affects that at all, and I think that will be a good representation of how the rest of the game's going to play out for him.
Cooper Gray to bowl now. That's a leg side. First extras of the innings. Oy, right in on the legs. Harbour Connell trying to work it on the onside. Said it's a dot ball. Offside 2. Comfortable 2 at that.
From Victoria's point of view, I think they just need to string a few more good balls together. They've taken the wickets where they need to, but like that first ball was really nice flighted in the spot, and that one just led him away a little bit. And again, just a bit too far outside the off stump. I think if they can string dots together, especially after they've already taken 2 wickets, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Western Australian batters.
Great shot, well kept off the net, and an appreciative Victorian support crew in the stands there, making their pleasure known. Final ball of the grey over. Oh, that should be out, it is. Well, that's 3 overs and 3 wickets for Victoria, 1 in each of them. They are here to play, Alex.
Certainly are. They're doing exactly what they needed to do when they came on. They knew that WA are a strong batting lineup. They're going to come out firing. They're going to come out and try and absorb the pressure and put the ball up in the springs, and they've just done what they needed to do. A wicket every over wins games.
And Ethan Davies, the skipper from the Vicks, is going to bowl the last over to the partnership with the Vicks right on top here. A dream start. Here he is, the skipper. Oh, that's a great shot. Harbour Connell. As I mentioned before that I don't think the wicket's going to change the way these guys play. I don't think it has at all. They don't look like a pair that's in single digits in the last over.
Not at all, and I think Victoria won't be too upset with that. But you want them to be playing good cricket shots, whereas that ball is just short outside off on the stumps. It's easy to hit up, whereas that shot before was just an unbelievable indoor cricket shot. Yeah. So I don't think either team will be too disheartened by that, and I think this team getting out 3 times, if they can still get to 15, is huge.
Absolutely. Too easy. And if you're focusing on this game instead of the Ashes, I can tell you England just lost another wicket, 6 for 293. Keep an eye on that score as well. Go the Aussies. 3 balls left in this partnership. Through square leg, get through for 2.
Interesting that they're changing the field setting to each batter.
Yeah. Oh, leg side, that's a killer. Get the runs and the ball again, and all of a sudden they're a show now to get to 20, which will be an excellent opening partnership any day of the week, let alone when you lose 3 wickets. Oh, that is a great shot at the stumps. Little bit of hesitation, he gets home, but a good option there. For Victoria, 1 ball remains now. They've moved to 17, the WA batters. And 2 runs down up through the vacant point region. 19 runs for the first pair, having lost 3 wickets. That's a great start in the end for WA. Look, perhaps below par for what these guys have been piling on throughout the week, but in the context of a final, in the context of losing 3 wickets, it is great batting. So 19 runs on the board, as I say, folks. If you've just tuned in, you're watching the Under-18 Boys Preliminary Final live from the Ipswich Indoor Sports Centre. It's the final game of semi-final day here at the 2023 Junior Indoor Cricket National Championships. My name's Cameron Walter, and with me is Alex Floros. That start, swings and roundabouts. Victoria's certainly here to play, but WA can keep putting on the runs.
Yeah, I think Victoria did extremely well, taking a wicket every over for the first 3. But I think momentum for WA, not losing a wicket in that last over, getting an extra, hitting the ball quite well. I think momentum's probably on their side here, but again, it just takes 1 wicket from Vic to be straight back in this.
Keegan Lynch and Ben Cranny have taken to the court, and Alexander Russell is going to bowl the first over to them, the 5th over of the match. Plenty of width, and Lynch works it through the point region for 2.
Oh, it's on the thumb again.
Yeah. He's not having a good time of it. Yeah, it gets to the point. Yeah, and I'm as garbage as they come when it comes to being a keeper, but it gets to the point where when you got that thumb injury, you don't want to beat the bat. You're like, hit it, mate, hit it.
Yeah. And also then you're half catching it, and then you're more chance of getting hit again.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what has that done? Quite the rock. 2 balls remain. A chance here, it's in the gap. So the flat shot is an effective one, and 2 runs with a ball to come. Yeah, good positioning there from Ben Cranny. Just late little movement away, followed the ball. Again, worked it through the gap, side net in the backcourt for 3 runs. Good finish to that over. 11 runs from it for Western Australia, back on track. It'll be Bhatia to bowl the 6th over now. And getting the chance from the crowd. Instructions from the coach, Jeff Latham, take your time. In the air, but safe, and it's a dot ball in the end. Bhatia not hip to the fact that Keegan Lynch was halfway down the pitch. He just held on to the ball. The leg side makes life easy. 2 runs.
Interesting here, they've also changed the keeper.
I did not notice that.
Good fielding off his own bowling.
In response to the injury, or always the plan? Stick can certainly be a presence there in the front court, but that one, with his height, no one got past him. One of the dangers of jumping in the air, you lose all ability to direct your defence of the net. The best front court fielders, if they're going to jump, they do it in reaction to the shot, or maybe by looking at the hands, the wrist of the batter and the shot that they're going to play. A lot of fielders just blindly jump. I'm not saying that Stick is doing that. He did well off that last delivery. Last ball. Oh, there was a chance at the keeper's end. Needed a hit, though. And that brings you over to an end. Another good one for WA. 9 runs from it. This pair off to a flyer. 20 runs after 2 overs.
They've taken 0 risk as well, which has been good. I think there was that one chance with the miscommunication, but the actual shot selection has been risk-free.
So Sticht is going to bowl, and I just heard him say, "We'll see," to the coach. Imagine that he is in some pain with that bowling hand. Oh, it's a down up 5. And Lynch doesn't even look that impressed with his own shot. He just smacked it to the back net for 5. He doesn't even crack a smile. What's going on there? I love the dueling sections of the crowd.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great atmosphere here at Ipswich Indoor Sports.
Oh, it's a no ball. Wait for the call. Front foot. Unforgivable in indoor cricket, if you ask me. I think Nationals, the first few games, fair enough, because most players will come for centre with different length run-ups. But second last day of the week, you got to have that sorted by now.
Yeah, definitely. I think coming from the ACT, this is a good half a metre shorter than any of our centres in Canberra. So the first day or two, it was really working out what works for us to make sure that we're not giving the team free runs.
No, leg side. The WA crowd letting him know about it. Driven again, through the hands of the three-line fielder. Davies does the tidying up at the back and restricts it to a single, but the damage done in that over already. 13 runs from it. They've moved to 33 with over to come. Now that first pair, as I say, probably a little bit below par for what WA have been putting on. This pair making up the difference. It looks the odds on to get to 60 plus at the halfway stage.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something that WA have probably thought about, is that there might be a pair that does only hit 20, but you know that another pair will probably make up for it. So because they hit the ball so clean and they're always looking to score, even if there is that 15 to 20 pair, there's probably going to be a 35 to 40 pair.
Yeah.
So that's something that they can definitely use to their advantage here with some seriously good batters to come. I know a lot of these boys in the 18s, WA team also played 22s, and one of them actually played opens last week.
Yeah.
So they've already been here for a week before. They've been playing some high-level cricket, so I know they've got a lot of firepower to come.
Bamford's the bowler for the final over of the partnership. There's maybe a quarter of a chance there, but it's a single in the end. It's wide in the final over of partnership, so again they get the runs and the ball again.
It's one of the hard things when you bowl the last over, is if you do bowl an extra, I think the Eggs tried to make up for it a little bit too much and then bowled a half tracker outside off. That's better.
Yeah, I think it's often a unappreciated art form, bowling the last over to a partnership, because of how tough it is to be on the money.
Definitely, and I think especially if your plan is to bowl at the legs, you've got very little margin for error. Whereas at least I guess if your plan is to bowl at the top of the stumps, at least even if you miss a little bit either side, it's still going to be a fair delivery.
Oh, great movement there from Cranny. Grabs 2 in the front court. Shaking his head though. I'm not sure what he's shaking his head about.
Yeah, I think there's been a bit of chatter in the lead up to this game between both teams in the games before. So I think he might just be letting him know about that shot.
2 balls remain. 42 on the board. Make that 44 with 1 to come.
if I'm in the Victorian camp, I'm a bit disappointed with that in the fact that they're bowling to the plan. They've got two fielders there and they're not making anything happen. So I think something really needs to be done in that front court to make that a chance. He's hit it flat at head height with two on the leg.
Yep.
I think it should be at least half a chance.
Absolutely. Well, beaten off that ball. 44 on the board, though, for that partnership. That is some batting from WA, and they take command early in this first innings here in the Under-18 Boys Prelim Final. Thanks so much for joining us live from the Ipswich Indoor Sports Centre. Hope you are settled in at home on a Friday night, or over in Perth a Friday afternoon, over in the West, and enjoying this clash between Western Australia and Victoria. A spot in the final against Queensland awaits. The halfway stage, Western Australia 63 on the board. And Bloxham and Murray at the crease now will look to continue the run fest.
Momentum well on Western Australia's side here. I think Victoria, as I said earlier, they're a momentum team. So I think one wicket will change a lot here, especially in the first over. So if they can just get the ball in the area they need and take this chance, it'll be game on.
Here's Russell. Not the most convincing shot, but it finds the side net for two. Bringing that two-man leg side front court field into the game. Oh, it's a comfortable three, right through the gap there. I'll be loving that, WA. Short and wide and put away, 2 runs. Extras on the offside. 1 ball to come.
The interesting thing with that is I assume the plan is at the legs, and if we're missing on the offside, so Western Australia missing on the offside, that's a huge miss. Whereas at least they're missing on the leg side, you know what they're trying to do.
A dot ball to finish, a better ball there. Still 9 runs off the over for WA. They maintain this run score in the last 5 overs, 11, 9, 13, 11 and 9. That's great batting. How do Victoria respond? Connor Lanari is going to bowl now. I think to go back to what you were saying earlier, Victoria probably just need to start stringing some dots together at the very least. I don't think there's been a third ball situation yet. WA just that good at rotating the strike.
I think Victoria just need to be getting to the ball as quick as they can in the front court and just getting the ball to the stumps. It looks like even when they're bowling good balls, they're getting no reward for it. So they're bowling balls with 2 on the leg side, the ball's going there at head height, and the batters are making it easily. So I think getting to the ball as quick as they can and getting it to the stumps and putting some pressure on the WA running.
He advanced to that delivery. And still just a down up on the offside there for 2. Here it is. They've strung 2 dots together now and created a third ball situation. Can they convert? They need a wicket here, Victoria. WA right on top. The runs are flowing. and need to strike. Driven, a deflection, and out. Gee, that was tight. Victoria did well to clean it up. Oh, look, I think he was home, folks, but the finger is up. Murray is out. I don't think he can quite believe that. That's unlucky. He got every bit of that ball.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's one of the things in indoor cricket, the deflection off other fielders. He actually hit that quite well, but I think that's the pressure of third ball that they had to run.
Yeah. Last ball of the over. Wide on the V. I'll just wait for the runs to go in the book. It is 3. So back to 0 for the over. That's a much better over there for Victoria. They'll need to produce a few more like that.
Yeah, that's a good over for Vic. Even though WA is still on 72, I think if they can just string a few more 0 or under 5 run overs, it'll definitely get them in the game, and that'll get the pressure back on Western Australia.
Well, the most runs that Victoria have scored against WA this tournament, 65. So Western Australia already clear of that, and every run is a bonus. It's clear already that Victoria will have to put on one of their best batting performances against the WA attack. Bhatia will bowl his second over. Back underway. Right in at the hip there. Probably a little too full. That blocks and plays a good shot for 2.
He does, yeah. He's a big boy, but he gets down and plays that paddle quite nicely.
Tell you what, Stick nearly wore that. Doesn't mind advancing, no matter where the ball is. Playing even shots like that off the front foot to a shorter length delivery. A bit of aggression. I get the feeling Murray's still displeased with that run out.
Yes.
We're going to take out some anger on the ball. It's a single. Driven. Speaking of taking it out on the ball, he has dispatched that in the backcourt, right along the carpet in the V for 5 runs to close out the over. 13 runs from it, and this pair back on track almost immediately. 22 on the board. Good batting.
Very good batting. Every time you think you're on top of a Western Australian team, they come up with something like that. So that's very good batting. Victoria going to need to make something happen this over to make sure they're not too close to 100 after 3 batting pairs.
Bamford the bowler. It's the final over of the partnership. 22 on the board, 85 is the total. WA looking strong. Oh, straight through. Bamford does the job. Murray playing across the line, trying to work it on the onside. Instead, the stumps have been knocked over. Victoria needed that. Bamford does the job.
It's a bit unnecessary from the Western Australian batters. I think just taking that one and getting off strike, or even a dot when you're already charging on 85. But it's easy to say that after it's happened.
Yeah. The wicket is followed up by a dot. Oh, it's a tight one. Must have caught the line on the way through. I don't know about the call. Probably feels a bit cheated out of another dot there, Bamford. It's a leg side in the book and an extra delivery. Oh. He beats the bat and stick. Can't glove it for a stumping.
I like the way Victoria have recognised that first one, and he played across the line and got bowled, so they brought their field straight to try and encourage him to either play across the line or try and hit square of the ball.
Oh, another deflection. It's again well hit. Probably fortunate this time it didn't deflect back towards the back sticks, but robbed him of a couple of runs there at least. 2 balls remain in the partnership. A little bit of indecision as to who is doing what. They set up a deeper straight field on the onside now. Top ball. One ball remains now in the 12th. And bank 2 off the last ball and finished with 22 for the partnership, 85 on the board. No runs off that last over. A good contest in that third partnership. It shows that Victoria right in this contest here. Yes, this is beyond the highest score Victoria have put on against Western Australia, but they're in the realm of a chaseable total here. So they'll take heart from where they are as Benton and Hendry come to the crease for Western Australia. 4 overs remain in the under-18 boys preliminary final in this first innings. Hope you are enjoying the coverage live from the Ipswich Indoor Sports Centre. And hello to our viewers in Victoria and Western Australia cheering on the boys in this under-18 boys prelim. Sajiba to bowl, gets us back underway. Has Sajiba bowled yet?
He did. He bowled in the first game.
Yeah. Feels like an eternity ago.
It does.
Yeah.
Something I'd like to see from the Victorian fielding team is getting the ball and throwing it at the stumps. Looks like there's been a few times
They've
that
held
I've
on to
noticed
it, haven't they?
They've held on to it, and if they throw and hit, it's probably out.
Yeah.
Or
the last ball of that previous batting pitch.
Yeah, I think just picking it up and making the WA boys run, and if you hit, it's probably out.
Yep.
It's a leg spinner, I think. So even things like that, I'd like to just see jump, get hit, just make something happen and get, when you hit the stumps, it's something in the batter's head as well, going, oh, I need to run, or I need to...
Or maybe next time we won't run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great call.
Off hands, chance at the keeper's end. Big dive that saved him in the end. That's good cricket. It's a good reaction. Quality cricket there for both sides. 1 ball remains now. It's full. It'll be a single to close out the over. 9 runs from it. And they're edging towards 115, 120, you would think. Would probably be par at this point for Western Australia. The good news from Lords, another wicket has fallen. England 7 for 311.
Interesting to see here. It looks like the Victorian team are a bit short on time, so no huddle between overs. They're getting through a little bit, only 6 minutes to bowl these 2 overs, which they should do, but you don't want to have a time penalty in a final.
It's only grand finals that they don't apply. A direct hit is safe, but that's what you wanted to see, right? So
definitely, just making something happen, a bit of urgency, getting to the ball, throwing down the stumps, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, so time penalties don't apply in grand finals, but still apply in the minor finals. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do you know, Alex, I've been around indoor for a fairly long time. And gee, there are some rules that just never stick in my head. You know what I mean? The previous game was almost a super over. I'm sitting going, I don't even know if it's supposed to be a super over. Then that, you like talk about the time penalty. I'm like, oh, okay, it still applies. Yeah, Cameron, pay attention.
I think this year's the first year for the prelim finals that they're actually doing super overs as well, whereas previously it was whoever's on top
goes through.
So this year there was no, if it's a tie, you don't gain anything from being on top.
Yes.
Straight to a super over.
What do you think about that?
I would like to see super over in grand finals and that's it.
Yeah.
Only because I think you finishing higher in the round game should mean something.
It should.
In my opinion.
Yep.
Because then it's, if you finish third or fourth, doesn't matter. Or first or second, it doesn't matter as long as you finish one of them. So if it gets to that last round where you're there or thereabouts, it doesn't really matter. Whereas I think having that, I know I've been in heaps of games where it's come, I think we had one against Queensland a few years ago that we won on the last ball because they needed 2, not 1, because we were higher on the ladder. So they had to try and make something happen.
Yeah.
So I just think you should be rewarded for doing better in the round games. But grand final, I love a super over. I think it's good.
Unquestionable that a grand final should be decided. But yeah, I tend to agree. The ladder position should count for something more than just which of the semis you end up playing.
Yeah.
So a 9-run over there off Cooper Stick. WA have passed 100. 2 overs remain. And Cooper Gray is going to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. Oh, is there an edge on that? Oh, I thought I heard 2 sounds. Bear in mind I'm some 30 metres away with a headset on. But I can understand why they were interested. Just making a change in the field is the coach. It was in the air, but it fell safe. There's a chance. That's a great piece of fielding. He made it. I tell you what, he's got to be lightning between the crease. I thought for sure that was out.
Good fielding from Victoria. Exactly what I said they needed to do. Just get that ball and hit the stumps and make something happen.
There it is on the replay. Oh, so tight. Just missed the dot there. 2 balls remain. Oh, beaten again. A 3rd ball opportunity here. Pressure building late in the innings.
So it'd be interesting to see what he bowls here. I would be bowling the same thing.
100%.
Especially 2 player misses.
Good adjustment. Hits it for 2. Benton closes out the over 6 runs from it. Another positive one for WA with 6 balls remaining. They stay in a position of strength here. 109 on the board. 24 is the partnership. It'll be their skipper to bowl the last over. And you know, like every over in a sudden death final, it's critical. But you just think about the possibilities of this over. A couple of wickets, all of a sudden, maybe they only get 105 or something like that. Another positive over here. WA get to 120. So it's just critical. 6 balls. They keep it off the net. It'll be single.
Something I always talk about as well is momentum. Indoor cricket's such a momentum game. I think you take 1 wicket here, momentum into your batting innings, whereas if you don't, they get, as you said, 120.
Yeah. See, there's an example there with Stick sort of leaping into the air when he didn't really need to, didn't have the balance to get that ball immediately and get it back.
Yeah, I think if he stays still and just moves towards the ball and gets it and throws it back to the stumps, he's doing that in half the time.
Oh, that's out. That's a great piece of glove work. Bamford is behind the stumps. The wicket falls, a huge wicket in the final over of the innings. Wow, what a contest, folks. It's a great piece of glove work. Oh, and there you see on the replay, just nice and clean. And well and truly out. 3 balls remain now. Oh! Almost gets through. Wouldn't that have been an absolute mammoth moment? It's a single instead. 2 balls remain. That's good batting there from Benton. Davies is bowling well. And Benton finds the net in the back court for 3. Now 1 to come. Oh, it's a great finish. It's a great finish, but just 2 runs off the over. Western Australia have posted 111. That's an imposing total in any match, let alone a sudden death final, but Victoria will feel like they're in the hunt. It's going to have to be one of their best batting performances, certainly against this Western Australian lineup. But folks, it will be an exciting finish to close out the day here at the 2023 Junior Indoor Cricket National Championships. The winner will take on Queensland in tomorrow's grand final. And speaking of tomorrow, I'll talk to you a little bit about the schedule. It all starts from 7:30 in the morning, and boy, am I looking forward to that. 7:30 a.m. start. Queensland and WA in the under-14 girls. 9:30 Eastern, WA and Queensland. Same 2 sides, this time the under-14 boys. WA and New South Wales in the under-16 girls. Queensland and WA in the under-16 boys. Queensland and WA in the under-18 girls. And Queensland and one of these 2 sides in the under-18 boys. And how about Western Australia? At this point, they've got a team in 5 out of the 6 grand finals and looking good to perhaps get a 6th.
Well,
it's impressive. Queensland are in 5 out of the 6. New South Wales rounding out the numbers, but what a day for Queensland and Western Australia tomorrow will be. But eyes on this game for now to determine the last finalists in tomorrow's final day of the tournament. Who's your money on at this point, Alex?
111 is a huge total. I'm not saying Victoria can't do it, but it's going to be a big mountain to climb, especially with the WA bowling and fielding. I think they'll come out firing. They'll work hard for that first wicket, and I think they'll do exactly what I said earlier. They'll get the ball and they'll hit stumps, and they're going to make the umpire make that decision. They're going to make close calls. They're going to make half chances very, very close. So I think if they can do that, they'll few wickets in the first skin and make that 111 look like 150.
What about the other way around? If Victoria are going to win it, how do they need to approach this run chase?
I think they need to make sure they stay in the game the whole way. They need to give that last batting pair, even if they're 80 after 3 or 70 after 3, 42 to win in the last, it can still happen. Whereas if they're only 50 after 12, pretty much game over. So I think they just need to go out and try and get their 20, 25. If they can get 30, that's a bonus. But I think especially the first batting pair, this is where you absorb the pressure. Absorb the pressure of a final, absorb the scoreboard pressure, and just get that ball and just try hit it up and get your 20.
Cooper Stick and Ethan Davies, the captain at the crease for Victoria. Angus Bloxham is going to get us underway for WA. The run chase and the final game starts now. A dot ball to begin with.
Probably a good thing for Cooper Sticks that he's a left-hander because his right hand that he's injured. Good start here from Western Australia. I think they just need to keep bowling there, even that first ball, even though it was wide. You can see what they're trying to do, and I think that's a good plan. Third ball opportunity in the first over. This could be huge if they can convert this to a wicket.
And they do.
Great.
The first wicket falls. And WA cash in. You can see it was third ball. Down leg side. Overcommitted.
Yeah, huge play. Leg side call, but the non-striker just not taking the... Not backing the call, I think. He's just started running, so... WA did well to convert that, though.
Two runs is the immediate response. Comfortable too it was. A dot ball to finish. A great start to this defence here from Western Australia. -1 from the first over, and already work to do for Victoria to stay in the hunt. Through. Tell you what, there's an example there of what Victoria weren't always doing, to your point. Hendry gathered that and had a shy at the stumps. May well have been out, may well have not been out, but he had a crack at it.
Definitely, yeah, that's a half chance that really probably shouldn't have been out, but made a play and almost got a wicket, so that's good fielding.
There's a chance, it'll be out, it is. The WA field, they're here and ready. And they pounce, a little deflection, the tidy up, the throw to the top. 2 wickets in 2 overs.
It's exactly what Western Australia would have spoken about in the huddle before the first ball. We just need a wicket every over. Especially with 111 on the board is massive.
Well, don't forget, the first pair to WA lost a wicket in each of their first 3 overs, still posted 19. Can Victoria respond in the same way? Murray continues. A great shot for 2 for Sticht. Be a single. Two to close out the over. 5 runs from it despite the loss of that wicket, so it is a positive over. There are 4 runs and need 2 solid overs here to close out this opening partnership, this run chase for Victoria. Pleasingly for WA, the opportunities that they've taken have been clean. In particular, that second wicket, just a little deflection and then tidying up.
Yeah, definitely. I think that goes back to your point about not jumping in the front court if you don't need to.
Yeah.
He was still and got to explode to his left and get that hand on it, whereas I think if he jumps, he misses that.
100%. And the jump, unless they're hitting a wire every ball, how much value are you getting from that? You know, I've said that a few times today. How much value are you getting from your field strategy? Jumping? Probably not a lot. Hendry's the bowler. Good decision to run. Score check at Lords, 8 for 324. Come on, the Aussies.
Love to hear that.
That's a great rock. Maybe a little over pitch, but the ball doing enough and good enough to hit him on the legs. It's tough to get away irrespective of the length. Bit of width, edged, back with a point, it'll be a dot. And 2 of them in a row, in fact, which makes this now 3rd ball. Another big opportunity here for Western Australia to pounce. That's sensible batting there from the skipper.
They can claw their way back to 20 here. I think that's a very good start from Victoria.
No ball certainly helps. And again, we see WA get ball in hand and go for the sticks. Didn't come off, but it lets everybody know that you'd want to run, but you want to run between the crease because otherwise we're coming at you. 6 runs off the over. They've moved to 10. Huge over coming up, and I feel like I say this all the time. They're all huge overs, but this one in particular right now, it's the one that matters. They need a solid finish here, Victoria. They'll have to contend with Benton. Full on the legs. Guided well for 3.
Something I've noticed
runs.
the Western Australian team are doing as well. They know they're going to go for the stumps, so everyone's backing up the stumps as well.
Yeah.
So you see if it goes to the off 3-line fielder, the leg 3-line fielder's getting back and getting the ball. So they have the freedom to do that. They know that's going to happen, which is really good. Really good to see.
Set a deeper field for Benton's bowling. Through for 2. Ball in the hands off the net, but with time for Davies to make good his ground. Driven, a great piece of fielding from the receiver. Yes, that ball was hit fairly straight, but it was hit at some pace. It takes an effort to get down low to that, and Murray does the job diving to his right.
Huge play from the Western Australian receiver.
It's up, and it's through to the back, and 5 runs. Well, he signalled 5, but he's given it 4. And I tell you what, that wasn't the most impressive shot in the world, but you take 4 all day. 1 to come. Well, they'll have another now. There's a leg side. And look at that, they're in the 20s. Two runs off the final ball of the over, and they move to 24. In the context of the total, that is behind par, unquestionably. But in the context of how you go about collectively chasing down that total, that's an important start from Victoria. Lost a couple of wickets early, they've recovered well. A big final over, 14 runs from them to get 24. That's a great start in this run chase.
Certainly is, and it's pretty similar to how the WA batting started as well, and then the next pair went out and hit 44. So it's not like it can't happen. These two just need to go out. And the thing is as well, both teams are going to take wickets. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when they do take wickets, it's about just continually moving forward, whereas they could have just gone, oh, I lost a few wickets, and get 0.
Yes.
Whereas they clawed their way back, waited for that bad ball, put it away, came out with 24, now it's game on. So that's really good batting from the Victorian opening pair.
It's up to these two now to continue that as well. Cooper Gray and James Sajaba at the crease for Victoria. They don't have to get 44, but 30 plus. It's game on.
Certainly is, yeah, and they've gone back to Bloxham here. He's going to bowl his 2 overs in the first 5. So it looks like they're going to try and blow this batting pair away and see if they can take a wicket in the first over of the skin.
Flat in the gap though. You get through. Shaping into the right-hander. Full delivery. Played over the top of it. A dot ball.
I think if he got that ball again, he'd be looking to get on the front foot and try and hit that to the back corner, or at least for 3, instead of just try and cross-bat it, I guess, for 2.
Yep. Oh, a little straighter. Shaping it again. Not playing for the shape. And again, just trying to chop a full delivery. Probably Yorker length, but it's one of those things you see creep into the indoor game, just this desire to play everything down up. If it's full enough, drive the ball.
Definitely, yeah. And I think hitting 3s, or even having the thought process to just hit 3s, is massive in indoor cricket. Something that I've taken the last few years is if you try and hit 3s, 2s will come anyway. But if you're looking to hit 3s, you're still playing straight all the time. And I think as well, especially on the leg side, you see a lot of players try and hit 2s off their legs, which means they're playing across the line.
Instead of in the V.
Correct, yeah. Whereas if you just play straight, it might actually go for 2, but if you're trying to hit 3s, it's much better for your batting.
One ball remains now. A successful first over so far for Western Australia. Oh, it finds the net, skids on to the back. So Jaber undoes the damage of that castle midway through the over, and they still get 5. Victoria, and they need that.
Definitely, that's a perfect example of what we were saying. Instead of trying to hit that for 2 over cover, he's trying to hit that to the back corner for 3. And when that ball's swinging into you especially, that's where you need to play even straighter. So that's good batting. It was a good adjustment. I mean, obviously not the perfect start to the over, but realised what went wrong, adjusted, and made up for it. Yeah,
and how about the fact that he's adjusted? You know, all too often see players fall in a heap in big pressure situations like that. It's been bowled, played over the top of those 2 balls, turns it around, finds a way to hit the back net. Good to see. I tell you what, that's not though. I thought for a second Murray had ruined that wicket. It was going straight to the receiver and the bowler inserted himself. Still able to throw the stumps down, and another wicket falls. They can't afford this, Victoria.
No, not at all. And it's interesting to see WA bowling out 2 of their bowlers in the first 6 overs. You don't see that very often, but what a start.
Yeah, clear intent to try and win the game early. Score check at Lords. England all out, 325. Australia 91 runs in front. Go you, good thing. Oh, that's great contact again in that V. Down up 3. Those sort of shots keep them alive. Yeah, I was thinking, I suppose it's our job from the commentary position. Oh, how would you go about this run chase? What do you do? See ball, hit ball, really.
Definitely.
You can't worry too much about the scoreboard. Just play. Particularly if you're playing straight and looking to be positive, looking to score, not taking unnecessary risks. A lot of the other stuff just takes care of itself. And you find yourself in a position where you can win the game.
Yeah, definitely. And these two teams have obviously done the right thing to get to this point.
Yes.
So trying to change anything when it gets to a final is not the way to win.
No.
If you've got your way here already, you're doing the right things. So it's just about doing it in a high-pressure situation.
No runs off that over after the run-out on the first delivery. So some work to do for these two. They need 2 10-plus overs at least, you would think, to keep Victoria in the hunt here. Again, being positive. We've seen a couple of shots in the backcourt. Positive cricket will do just that. They'll have to contend with Cruz Harbour. Connell, he'll bowl his first over.
I think WA can probably bring their length back just slightly. It looks like when they're full, the Victorian batters are getting on the front foot and hitting through the ball. Whereas when it's shorter, that's where they're either blocking it or bunting at it.
It's third ball now. The score has to change. Grab 2. See off the third ball situation. Dots are just as valuable for WA here with 111 on the board. They're going to take a wicket every over, dotting them up as much as possible. Piles on the pressure. The leg side releases it.
Yeah, I think dots and ones you can probably celebrate here. They've done the hard work. They've hit 111, put a big total on the board for a final. They've got this pair in single digits going into the third over of their pair. I think dots and ones you can probably celebrate here. But bowling wides, he's just undoing that pressure.
It's 3 in a row. It turns it into an 8-run over, a good one for Victoria. They're still just slowly, ever so slowly, falling behind on the pace here. They're going to need, they'd love a 15-run over here, wouldn't they, to get them up to 50.
Yeah, definitely. I think trying to get it in twos is the way to do it, though. Even if you take 12 off this and hope they bowl a wide and get an extra one as well. There's your 14 with hopefully 0 risk for the Victorian batters. And if you're in WA shoes, 1 wicket here really puts your foot on the throat.
Lewis Benton will bowl over number 8. Oh, hit that spot and died off the deck. That is just unlucky. Can you believe that? Oh, you'd be filthy if you were the batter, wouldn't you? What can you do about that?
Not much. Not much at all. It's a bit hard, especially on the replay and live. From here, it looks like you can probably adjust, but when you're batting, it's 2 metres in front of you. By the time it's hit, it's already hit the stumps.
Yeah.
Before you can adjust, that's very unlucky.
There's 2 in the gap for Sajaba after the wicket. Told that spot on the court, named after Glyn Knox, one of the Queensland Masters captains, who apparently hits it with great regularity, much to the frustration of the batters he's bowling to.
What it also does is that ball, I think he might hesitate which shot he's going to play.
Yeah.
So I think if the ball was like that first ball that he faced, he probably would have whacked it. Whereas that one, he's like a bit hesitant in case it rolls.
Yeah.
And then it's a dot, so.
There's another 2. And 1 ball remains now. In this second partnership. More chance. Get through for 2 and move the score along to 40. Again, the Victorians are behind the game at the moment, but they are certainly not out of it. 72 runs separate the two sides. That's very gettable.
Definitely. I think especially at the start of the innings, we said they just need to be there and let the last partnership have a go. And it looks like WA have bowled out 2, maybe 3 of their bowlers already. So could be runs to get. I'm not 100% sure on who they're saving or why they're saving them, or if they were just trying to go all out attack. So the 2 batters from Victoria just need to wait for the ball to go out and not try to do anything silly, because wickets here is just going to make it obviously much harder than it needs to be.
It's little doubt in my mind this partnership needs at least 30 runs. If they get 30, at least the last pair 40 odd to get. So even that's a big ask, but they're in the game.
Definitely.
10 and over, you send it, even if you need 15, 16, 17 off the last over. WA will be nervous. You know, they might have gone attacked, and perhaps a weaker bowler by the last over. So lots of dynamics at play. But I go back to what I said before. Just see the ball hit the ball.
Definitely.
They do that, they'll get their 30. with Linari and Russell at the crease. Benson starts and gets hit for 2.
I think as well something we were speaking about in the 16 game as well is that batters might take a liking to certain bowlers, but only one of those batters might. So it's just about planning how you're going to go about this run chase. Whereas if pace on is better for you to hit through the ball, you take on that bowler, and the other batter just needs to get through. They need to kick it in the corner and get off strike. That's what they need to do.
It's underrated kicking it in the corner. I'm an expert at it. Single there for Russell to open his account. It's a wide one. Two balls remain. His first over to the third pair. And dots him up. Always call this the premiership quarter of the third partnership. They need a premiership performance from these two now. One ball remains. And over number 9. Oh, it's a wonderful shot. Valiant effort from Benson off his own bowling. But just tips it into the net. They grab 3. 8 runs off the first over. That's exactly what they need.
Definitely. First over of each batting pair is just about setting a foundation, absorbing that pressure, hitting through the ball, which is exactly what they did, and they got 8 off it. They're only 5 going to the last line, but a really good cricket shot, not trying to make up for anything. See ball, hit ball, like you said, Cam, and got through and got their 8 off the over. So every over is crucial now, though. 1 over can change the game. So Victoria just need to keep hitting through the ball, and WA need to string some dots together.
Keegan Lynch is going to bowl over number 10. Victoria still in the hunt.
See if he shows a bit more emotion than when he was batting.
It's a good shot, but I tell you what, a good touch there in the field as well, which is what kept it to 1 in the end. Another single. Oh, looking for the throw when there was nothing on and spills it into the net for 2. Untidy that time. It's a fair delivery. A dot ball. Juggle into the net for 2. A couple of instances there where that front court is just jumping on suspicion. It's been effective. You know, again, particularly, well, that's a no ball. Particularly with the height of Bloxham there in the front. I don't think he needs to jump. He's so tall already.
I agree, and I think it also depends on what they're trying to do. If you're trying to jump up and stop the ball, I guess that's the right way to do it. But if you want to be there to get the ball like that and get a run out,
stay on your feet.
Stay on your feet,
yeah.
Because then you can actually move and get the ball.
Yeah. And again, what are you getting more value from? How often are you going to jump in the air and stop the ball from hitting the net? You know, once, maybe twice a game?
Well, that's right. Even that one, you see, he stopped 1 run earlier in the over. But if you get a run out, that's a 7-run difference.
Yeah, yep.
So just thinking about what is best for the team and what's the best result.
9 runs off the over. Another good one for Victoria. They're right in the hunt here, folks. On their way to 30 plus, which is what they need. 35-40 would be gold for Victoria. Nicholas Hendry will bowl the 11th over. Chopped down for a single. Oh, he's got it. The direct hit slap, a crucial wicket. And, well, not leaping in the air, he was able to get across to that and affect the run out. That hurts. These two were building nicely.
Certainly were. That's a great touch. in the front court, and that's exactly what they wanted. Direct hit as well. It's always a big confidence boost.
Oh, he goes for the big shot, edges and out. It's 2 in 2 balls, and the match turns on a dime, as it tends to do in indoor cricket. Russell looking immediately for the make-up shot.
Very unnecessary, I think. I understand they lost a wicket. You want to make up for it, but that is not the way to do it, because now they're well and truly behind the 8 ball, whereas at least 4 they can make up for it. They can still get through that over in a positive, whereas now it's not looking like that's going to happen.
And what it's done is it's put them well and truly behind the game now. They're going to need probably some 20 runs off the next 8 balls to stay in the match. And, I mean, even no balls aren't going to get them 20 off 8 deliveries. Unless, of course, there's a heap in the last over. Driven. And it's through to the back net for 4. They stay alive, Victoria. -1 off the over. Some of the damage done. You'd take -1 if you lost 2 wickets, wouldn't you?
You would, but I think that just shows if they don't lose that second wicket from trying to make up shot, that's then a positive 4, probably 5. He hits that for 2-6.
Yep.
Huge.
Massive difference.
So it's, yeah, that definitely helps, that last shot, but I think they've really put themselves behind the game, as you said, Cam. This over's going to have to go for at least 12, I'd imagine, get you close to 70, if not 70, 14 off.
And it's going to be Ben Cranny who will bowl it. It's a premiership quarter. Who's going to stand up? Can Victoria stay in the game? Can WA ice it? Quicken him up. Yep. Trying to play across the line. Short and at the body. It's good bowling. I think sometimes a valid tactic in that is just play a full-blooded pull shot. You'll scare the pants off the front court. 2 runs. Just waste time trying to play the down up. Change up on 3rd ball, and that's out.
3rd ball, yeah.
Yeah, that's out. The non-striker went back. That's poor match awareness. You cannot afford that when you need big runs in a sudden death final.
Definitely wasn't expecting him to bowl that ball either. That out of the back of the hand slow ball. Look, it worked, but yeah, not the best match awareness there. And yeah, batters will need to swap back because it was out 3rd ball, not run out.
Yeah, so that wicket. It's interesting, the umpires put the 3rd ball against Russell. That should be against the striker, is my understanding.
Against the striker, yes.
I mean, that only matters statistically. I think the right outcome happened there in that, you know, Lanauri faced the next delivery, which is what should have happened. It was out 3rd ball, so they stay where they were. 2 balls remain now. It's an optimistic appeal.
Yeah, I think if he just got it back to the stumps, probably would have been out.
Yep. Oh, they need a big back net shot here.
Depending on the batters who are coming in, it might be better to hit a 2 here and just hope they, because if you lose a wicket here, you're in trouble.
True.
Shot.
He's called it 2. Did he say 2? Did he say 3? I'll just wait for him to put it in the book. He's given it 2. I thought for sure that was 3.
I think that might have been 3. I think they've been robbed of a run there.
Well, a great performance there from WA to take some wickets at key moments. 3 wickets in the last 2 overs, right when that pair were on track for the 30-plus. They need to stay in touch. Instead, this last pair is going to need 56 runs to win the game. Now, that is probably asking a little too much, but you never know. What they have to do is try and give themselves a chance to win it in the last over. Unfortunately, with 56, that means they're going to need probably 12 and over for the first 3. So they've got to look to be positive. They can't afford too many dots. If they soak up dots, they're going to have to go to the back net. And, well, if they manage to get close, it's going to be an exciting finish to the game, folks. So settle in for the final 4 overs of semi-final day here at the semi-final day here at the 2023 Junior Indoor Cricket National Championships. I'm Cameron Walter. With me is Alex Flores, and we're so appreciative of your company as the semi-final day reaches its conclusion. Don't forget, on the line, a spot in tomorrow's grand final. Bamford and Butchie at the crease for Victoria. Ethan Benson has the ball. The final partnership starts now. Left alone, sneaks inside the line, a dot ball. He was lucky not to get bowled.
But I was just thinking, he almost bowled him. I think WA, if they can get 1 wicket, it's really going to...
over.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. But one thing, the thing that's closest to that is dot balls, and now they've got a third ball. So they're now... Third ball, first 3 balls they're facing, it's huge.
Oh, it's a no ball, too high.
Got away with one there.
Yeah.
4 off.
That helps. 3 balls remain. Full punched into the onside net for 2. It's not enough, no. And not enough, though.
I think this first over is just about making sure they don't lose a wicket, getting 10. But I think if they bowl a ball like that in the next 3 overs, that's going to need to be put away. Yeah.
Edged. It'll be a dot.
It's like a bit of nerves creeping in with that shot. Didn't really stay still trying to hit the ball, whereas I think that's probably in his arc to hit through it.
Punched into the front court fielder there. There's a single to finish. 7 off the first over leaves the meeting 49 from 3 overs. That's such a tough ask. They need, 15. 15 gets them to, even that gets them to needing 19 off the last over. So going to have to see some back net cricket here. And they have to contend with Keegan Lynch. Chance at the top, a direct hit. Is he home? He is. He makes it. It's a single. Sends WA looking for that 1 wicket they know will ice the game. Beaten.
Dots are huge. Victoria going to need to make something happen here.
Oh, look at that. Barcher stood out of his crease, said no, did not get back. And the stumps have been thrown down, and there's the 1 wicket you would think that ices the game for Western Australia. I can't believe that. Standing out of your crease and saying no when the ball's in the hand of the fielder.
Yeah.
Get back, son. Got caught napping. 2 balls remain now.
I think even when you're chasing this many runs, that's probably worth taking the risk, that run.
Yeah, true. Better to run.
Yeah, and let them make the play.
Yep.
See, now they're on third ball. So you get even if, I think you're worth taking that risk when you need this many runs, because facing 2 dots is just as bad as a wicket.
Third ball opportunity for WA. Nice shot for 2, but still -2 from the over. They need 51 from 2. That's going to take some doing.
Certainly is.
Cruz Harbour Connell to bowl. The batters getting some instructions from their coach. Well, at this point, it's just got to be all guns blazing. There are no tomorrows. I mean, there's no point doing anything else, is there?
No, definitely not.
Just run at it. Here we go. Here's Harper Connell.
Well bowled. Smart bowling. Just get it right up there so you can't get under the ball.
Yeah.
The issue with that is you miss either way. Either a low fully or a hard volley could get put away, but I think he's got good pace on him. It might not even go through him. But if I was WA, I'd be set straight field and bringing them back, to be honest, because you have to hit back nets now.
Yeah. Making it very difficult to do that. There's Harper Connell, the Western Australian side. To the fielder. Gets it back to the keeper in a flash. It's a single.
It's been a very good over. Looks extremely hard to get away.
Yeah. Oh. The flick from Lynch. Probably on the money, but it hits the non-striker.
Something I've really liked in this innings, the urgency from the WA fielders. It's been very, very good. Every time they've got the ball, they've tried to make a play.
From start to finish.
Yeah, and it looks like they always want the ball. They're not waiting for it to get to them. They're going to get it. Shot.
And grabs three. It won't be enough, though. One ball remains now. Chance at the keeper's end. I tell you what, a hit would have been out. It is a single and 9 runs from it. And they'll need 42 runs from the final over. Victoria. It's 7 off every ball.
I think if you're the WA team now, it's just no extras, no extras, no extras.
So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, grand final day starts tomorrow from 7:30 a.m. with the 14 girls. We go right through to the final game at 5:30, which will be the under-18 boys. And it looks as if Western Australia will have a team in every single grand final, which is just an amazing achievement. So congratulations to, I think Ty Hopes is the president over there these days, to Ty and the guys at Indoor Sports WA. What an achievement. There it is, Cranny sealing the deal off the first ball of the last over.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. Obviously, something's going right over there, and they're doing really, really well to produce some incredible cricketers across the board. And that shows that they're doing something right, that there's a team in every age group. It's not just, you get that one good team from one state. It's every single team, almost every year. It looks like they're just producing fantastic cricketers, so it's great to see.
Yeah, that had a record of doing that in the past too, leading to a couple of... Oh, look, to be honest, I can't remember if titles were at least pushing for them in the 22s, but then the pandemic happened. And a lot of those players fell away. So that pandemic disrupted that build to those players coming through to the Opens. That's being repaired now, which is great. But if these sorts of guys stick with indoor cricket and make it through to WA Opens, they've got a bright future, which we don't really want to see as ACT boys, do we? But no, of course, it's always great to have strong teams. Ready for a single, and 2 balls remain now. Little paddle for 2. Bamford will face the final ball of the match. There it is. They grab 2 to finish. The damage done. WA will advance to the grand final, running out victors 111 to 72. Over a disappointed Victoria, who put up a strong showing today. But against the might of this WA side who constructed 111 runs batting first and turned up with a wonderful performance with the ball in the field. Deserved winners today.
Yeah, I completely agree, Cam. I think the WA team did exactly what they needed to do. They worked hard with the bat, they bowled well, they fielded well, and I think that's huge going into tomorrow as well. I think they would deserve winners.
So our commiserations to Victoria, whose tournament has ended with that defeat. Congratulations to Western Australia and to all of the WA sides for making every grand final tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the action starts tomorrow morning, bright and early, from 7:30, or dare I say it, 4:30 a.m. WA time. I hope you can join us then, but until then, Alex Flores, thank you so much for your company throughout some games today. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for yours, for Sportscast Australia and for Cricket Australia, and of course for Alex Flores. I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for watching.